Yorrick was introduced to the Star Wars galaxy in the High Republic book The Rising Storm as a former Jedi turned monster hunter. The reason she left the Jedi Order has been a mystery up until now. A graphic novel called The Monster of Temple Peak recently took us back in time to see what she was like as a Padawan, her relationship with another student named Klias Teradine, and the tragic events that led to her departure from the Jedi. 10 years before the main events of the High Republic, Telara Yorrick trained at the Jedi Enclave on Alaris Prime. She was close, very close, with another Padawan, a Zeltron named Klias Teradine. Stupid, sexy Klias. Zeltrons were known for their attractiveness throughout the galaxy, although that may have been the pheromones they gave off. Anyway, Klias learns about a shrine on their planet that once belonged to a dark side group called the Yallo Fellowship. He asks Ty to climb up a mountain to visit it with him, and she reluctantly agrees. She fears that they'll be kicked out of the Jedi Order if they're caught, and Klias laughs it off, claiming he's never heard of such a thing. Hoping to find some Yallo artifacts inside, he says he simply wants a better understanding of the dark side and how it seduces people. He wants a fuller understanding of the Force and all of its aspects. Now, who does that sound like? They find the temple, and inside they avoid a few traps, and then Klias starts planning which artifacts he's going to bring back home, settling on a Vitalicron, rumored to contain the actual memories of a Yallo cultist. The Vitalicron opens, and its power corrupts and possesses him almost instantly. He attacks Ty, who begs him to stop, but Klias only blames her for not trying hard enough to prevent his entry to the temple. He backs her into a corner, and Ty accidentally stabs and kills him in defense. I can only speculate from here, but from what we've read so far, I believe Ty fled the shrine, Alaris Prime, and the Jedi Order itself right then and there. She became a monster hunter to make a living, and was able to stay away from the Jedi until the Nihil attack on the Republic Fair. So that's the answer, but I want to talk for a second about how much I loved that reveal. The last thing I expected was for Ty to kill Klias. It's not that shocking when all you've read is the monster of Temple Peak. In fact, it feels completely natural. Actually, it feels completely natural to Ty's story in The Rising Storm as well. She has an immense amount of guilt. We knew her past was tangled up with Teradine. It all lines up, but it was still a surprise to me, and it feels like something that could only happen in a universe like Star Wars. In 2019, Cavan Scott's audio drama, Dooku Jedi Lost, was released. As far as I know, it contains the first reference to the High Republic and mentions a Padawan named Klias Teradine being expelled from the Jedi Order for being overly interested in the dark side. So I took that as fact. 2 years later, he's mentioned again in The Rising Storm, and now we have the truth in the monster of Temple Peak. Klias even says, in the comic, that he's never heard of a Padawan being kicked out of the Jedi Order, and still I'm chuckling like, oh, you just wait, buddy. Again, his death isn't a big surprise to anyone just reading this comic alone, but as someone who tries to read every Star Wars story, his death completely blindsided me, and I applaud Cavan Scott for planting those seeds of misdirection 2 years earlier. I also love seeing how stories change over time within the Star Wars universe. I tend to take what I'm told in a story at face value no matter who says it. It's a habit I need to break, but it's pretty neat seeing Dooku and Sifo Dyas chat about Teradine like 150 years after he died. They're unsure if he even existed or if he's just like a student legend. They heard he was kicked out, but the details are fuzzy as to why. It turns out they're just unreliable narrator kids telling stories at night. I love having the rug pulled out from under me like that, and I wanted to bring attention to it today, to be able to, yes, tell Ty Yorrick's story, but also just say it was so cool watching it all unfold slowly over the course of 2 years. But that's it for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.